This is the CBC Morning Report for today, Friday, August 25th. I'm Tishia Hines. Good morning. In our top story, the Sanitation Service Authority is calling for patience from householders as it continues to face a challenge in its collection of garbage from a number of rural parishes. This plea from Public Relations Officer of the SSA, Carl Alf Padmore. He was speaking during the demonstration of an SSA-controlled burning exercise at Mangrove Pond landfill at Vaucluse in St. Thomas. Mr. Padmore notes the authority has been working with limited trucks for the past 3 weeks, many of which are undergoing repairs. He empathizes with the many householders who have aired their grievances about garbage collection woes. However, he notes the SSA is doing its best under the present circumstances to rectify the situation.
In Barbados that went into 3 weeks, and we know that this can't be a good thing to have 3 weeks of household waste by your homes. It's not deliberate. The trucks are in the workshop and we are working around the clock to get these vehicles out back into the communities. Michael Nichols, the operations manager, has been working close with the team in the mechanic shop. We know issues came up at the St. Andrew Speaks, and we were able to rectify those issues in St. Andrew the next morning. And we want to thank the crew, Mr. Nichols, and those who were on location for responding to that need as well. To date, there are some issues into the east corridor of Barbados, and when we say east, we're looking at St. John, St. Philip, some parts of St. Joseph. That's where we have to concentrate heavy this weekend. So we're going to start from today into the weekend to try to get some of that household waste off the ground. In the meantime, we just want Barbadians to be patient and to work with us. We still are having problems with persons blocking free access to our trucks coming into your area. Please, we have big trucks, you have a car park, you have a garage, place your vehicle off the road if possible, tuck in your mirrors. We prefer you to do that. If the fellas see that there's a danger, they will stop and they won't come, and you will say, why not? We have to trust the judgment of the driver, and we want you to cooperate with us. The garbage belongs to all of us. Therefore, our job is to pick it up. Yours is to dispose of it in a suitable manner, and therefore have free access to the bins as well. Some of you have your bins near the water meters as well. Please desist if possible.
On another note, Mr. Padmore says the SSA is still having issues with the type of waste being disposed of.
We are seeing an increase again in feces into our bins. We can do better than this, Barbados. If you have an issue with an elderly person at home and they don't have waterborne toilet, contact the Ministry of Health and they will come. If you have a problem and you have needles should be taken to your nearest pharmacy or the polyclinic, not into the waste. Dead animals, we have a pet patrol department, and therefore we urge you to call our pet patrol department and we will come, and if the animal is on your property, there's a small fee. If it's in the road, we will come remove it, and we have an area that we dispose of it. To you coconut vendors, this is the rainy season. And you know that after a couple of days, once water gets into these shells, what will happen? It becomes a haven for the breeding of mosquitoes. We want you to do your part as well. At the SSA, we want you to make a living, but we want you to understand it's your responsibility to remove your shells. And we have space down at the landfill for it, not into the gullies. I know that Brother Antoine is concerned about what you do. The shells going into the gullies, and we have persons hiking. What that does is you destroy the ecosystem, you destroy nature. Once you get into the main water stream, you block the flow of water, and we are very concerned about that.
Meanwhile, the PRO of the SSA has been explaining the process of burning the bulky waste, which is done away from the active landfill. Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, Donald Trump's mugshot goes viral as the former U.S. president surrenders in Georgia.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them.
Donald Trump has turned himself in to authorities in the U.S. state of Georgia, where he faces criminal charges over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. The former United States president was fingerprinted and had his mugshot taken when he was surrendered at the Fulton County Jail.
Just a striking image to see the former president of the United States, who was just booked in the Fulton County Jail behind us. Questions remained even within his team as of this morning whether or not this photo would ever actually exist. But there you see it, with the watermark, just like every other co-defendant that has come before him. I mean, the former chief of staff, the former mayor of New York City, Rudy Giuliani, and now to see the mugshot of the former president of the United States.
I take no joy in seeing him booked into the Fulton County Jail. It makes me sad that a former president has conducted himself in such a way that it's warranted not one indictment, not two, not three, but 4 different jurisdictions. And to now be booked into the Fulton County Jail and included in that indictment is the harassment and sheer torture of 2 women who did nothing but sign up to go and help people vote in their communities.
Yeah, it is a stark and sad image. There it is on the left side of your screen. Fulton County Jail inmate number P011-35809, otherwise known as 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump. We see on the right side of the screen his Boeing 757 about to take off from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, Georgia, on its way back to Newark, New Jersey. Dan Abash, no doubt the Trump campaign and his supporters will try to make sport and make light of the image on the left side of your screen. But the truth is, the allegations and the conduct described in the indictment, whether or not he is found guilty, whether or not you think it is a strong case, the allegations and the conduct are factually accurate and tragic.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has broken his silence about the plane crash that took place outside Moscow on Wednesday, almost 24 hours after the incident. He sent his condolences to the families of those who died in the crash without confirming by name in the Wagner Group leader, who was listed as a passenger on the plane, had died.
This is the crash site about 250 kilometers north of Moscow. It's here where Russia's aviation agency says the private jet carrying Yevgeny Prigozhin crashed late on Wednesday evening. The head of the Wagner private military company was one of the 10 people killed, a man close to the president, a fact Vladimir Putin acknowledged while offering his condolences.
As for this aviation incident, first of all, I want to express my sincere condolences to the families of all the victims. It is always a tragedy. And indeed, if, as the primary data indicates, Wagner employees were also there. I would like to note that these are people who have made a significant contribution to our common cause.
Russian state media have posted this amateur video that appears to show a plane that was out of control and falling to the ground. Aviation monitoring website Flight Trader says the aircraft was flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg. Investigators are searching the wreckage for possible causes of the crash. Meanwhile, back at the Wagner Group's headquarters in St. Petersburg, people have been paying tribute to Prigozhin. And speculation has been rampant on the streets of the capital, Moscow, as people try to figure out what happened. For years, this 62-year-old Prigozhin has been running the Wagner Group with mercenary recruits involved in many conflicts, including Syria and countries in Africa. His fighters have also been crucial to Russia's battlefield advances in Ukraine. But in June, Prigozhin fell out of favor with his longtime ally Vladimir Putin when he led a failed mutiny against the president's commanders of the war in Ukraine.
I don't think that the possible death of Prigozhin can change everything, because the modus operandi of Wagner Group was set during this agreement, great agreement between Putin, between Lukashenko and between Prigozhin after the failed coup in June.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has said in the past that betrayal is an unforgivable crime. Many analysts here say that Prigozhin was a marked man for publicly humiliating the Russian government. For now, the Russian president has offered his condolences to the family members of the 10 victims of the plane crash. He also went on to explain the relationship he's had since the early 1990s with Evgeny Prigozhin. He said that Prigozhin was a man of difficult fate, and he made some serious mistakes in his life, but he achieved the desired results. He also praised the Wagner Group for their efforts and the contributions they made to the fight against Nazism in Ukraine. For now, everyone here is waiting for officials to wrap up their investigation into the official cause of the plane crash.
Well, time now to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. Today we tell you all about the Food and Rum Festival here in Barbados. We're also going to be talking to you about a unique section of the Barbados Defence Force, their field offices. Very, very interesting stuff that's coming up. We're also talking about the closure of the summer camps as we close out summer for 2023. And we're going to have some fun, looking forward to what's happening over the weekend and into the coming week. That's all at 6:30, but next we have more news, sports and weather. So stay with us.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email.
Barbados has recorded an increase in serious and fatal road traffic accidents for the first 7 months of the year. The revelation has prompted a call from the Barbados Road Safety Association for people to be more attentive when moving around the country. CBC's Sharika Griffith has all the details.
According to statistics from police, Barbados recorded 4,048 accidents between January and July this year, up from 3,977 for the same period in 2022. The majority were minor accidents that resulted in no injuries, while accidents with slight injuries decreased by 5.5%. However, of concern to the Barbados Road Safety Association is the increase in serious and fatal crashes. President Roland Lowe talks about the worrying numbers.
Just a simple calculation, you can see like an 83% increase over to 2022. We stand at 11 fatalities for the year already. We still have a third of the year to go. So that's an alarming trend, and we need to do something to arrest that trend. And also in the area of serious accidents as well. Here we saw like a 54% increase over last year's numbers.
He believes a multifaceted approach is needed to improve safety on the island's roads.
Maybe you have to utilize some measures where persons will see a greater level of punishment relative to people who are like repeat offenders and stuff like that. Maybe suspension of licenses could be one. The introduction of the breathalyzer testing is something that insurance companies have been calling for, and across the board, other stakeholders have been calling for utilization of breathalyzer testing. But these, as I said, are corrective measures with some level of deterrent to them. But the main factor of change will be education, training, and trying to affect a change in people's behavior. Let them see, well, these are the consequences, and these are the things that can happen when you float the rules or when you don't pay attention, when you're utilizing the rules.
And with at least 2 recent accidents involving pedestrians being struck while on a crosswalk, Mr. Lowe is appealing to all road users to be vigilant.
I mean, this might not be the most popular thing, but pedestrians also have to look out for their own safety. Drivers have to be more attentive as well as pedestrians being more attentive. The fact that the driver on the left stop does not mean that other drivers coming down on that same stretch might have seen the pedestrian coming on crossing, and the driver stopping could have stopped for various reasons in the mind of the oncoming driver. That's not to say that the driver didn't have a responsibility or a duty to be attentive and to pay attention to the road. But again, everybody has a part to play when it comes to road safety. Pedestrians need to look out for themselves, drivers need to look out for pedestrians and other road users as well.
To do its part, the association has been running road safety tips on television and is also in talks with private partners on other public education campaigns. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Thank you so much, Sharika. Inflation has been easing. Economist and Director of Fortress Fund Managers Peter Arender made the observation as he delivered the company's second quarter economic financial report 2023. He told the audience things are splitting in the world and the economic data coming out of China has been weaker than expected, while out of the USA and Japan it has been stronger than expected.
What that has meant is that interest rates, which we're grappling, feeling around for where the economy starts to weaken here and inflation starts to fall, inflation has been easing in many of the major markets, but it's not yet down to where central banks would like to see it. So inflation running 4% versus a 2% kind of target is how things are sitting in many of the major markets around the world right now. So still work to be done.
With regards to the regional market, Mr. Arender says it is going to be harder to make a profit as the focus will be more on inflation. He says higher interest rates will fade into the background as central banks are nearing the end of their tightening cycle.
In terms of an outlook for investments, again, bonds with yields up where they are, they look pretty good. On the equity front, globally, we, I think, need to be very selective. Even though right now it feels like the economy in the US will never weaken, it's going to remain strong no matter how high interest rates go, it is, I think, naturally inevitable that the economy will weaken. Companies are already grappling with having to pay higher interest rates for their funding and paying higher wages, costs on materials, shipping, everything else is more back to normal.
In Guyana, the Commission of Inquiry investigating the tragic Mahdia dormitory fire is scheduled to commence in September. Although the list of witnesses set to testify has not been disclosed, the inquiry secretary has emphasized protecting children's rights throughout the inquiry process. HGP TV reports.
The long-awaited Commission of Inquiry, COI, into the Madia dormitory fire is scheduled to commence in September 2023 and will sit for a duration of 2 months. This was revealed on Tuesday during a press briefing held by Javid Shadiq, Secretary of the COI. The inquiry, which was established to look into certain events and circumstances connected with and concerning the fire which erupted at the female dormitory on the night of the 20th and 21 of May 2023, in keeping with the terms of reference, will be different, Shadiq explained.
Some of the persons that we will have to be speaking with are of our children, and in circumstances such as those, we have to be very protective of their rights.
The Secretary also disclosed that the members of the Commission plans to conduct a site visit on Wednesday to communities in Region 8.
For the commissioners to have a understanding of the area, there will be a site visit to the Madia where the tragedy would have taken place. The visit is just to allow the commissioners to have an understanding of how traveling is done in those areas and so on.
Though Shadiq did not disclose who will be interviewed during the COI, he said the commission is supposed to be as impartial as possible, and as such, the majority of work will be done from scratch. As it relates to the modality of the inquiry being conducted at Georgetown and Madia, Shadiq said the commission is still figuring out the logistics.
If it is that we can arrange for the public hearings to be done closer to Madia, it would be helpful because
a public appeal has been issued for persons who are interested in appearing at the COI. In addition, accommodations for persons who speak different Amerindian dialects have been put in place. The Madia dormitory fire claimed the lives of 20 young souls on May 20th and 21. A teen has since been charged with 20 counts of murder.
And after 13 years as the Caribbean's leading honeymoon destination, and more recently as the leading adventure tourism destination, St. Lucia is working to carve out a niche for the country in the business tourism sector. HTS has that story.
This year saw the island emerging in one of the hospitality industry's most lucrative subsectors, MICE tourism. Put simply, MICE stands for meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. It is business tourism at its finest, aimed at bringing together professionals in an enhanced, tailor-made hospitality setting. Hosting the upcoming 30th World Travel Awards on Saturday, August 26, underscores the island's growing prominence in the realm of event hosting.
Showcasing St. Lucia's diversity is very important to us. Thoughtfully curated itineraries and activities will provide delegates and media a glimpse into the diverse attractions and experiences St. Lucia offers. Hosting the World Travel Awards provides an excellent opportunity to showcase our island's creative sector through cultural exchanges, performances, and much more. The economic impact we expect for the community is going to be great. The event will attract visitors from various Caribbean countries and the Americas, stimulating demand for accommodation, transportation, dining, and other services.
For the first time, St. Lucia has secured a nomination in the World MICE Awards for the Caribbean's best corporate retreat destination, further solidifying its footing in this subsector.
St. Lucia Tourism Authority welcomes the support of the public in pushing St. Lucia towards the forefront of corporate retreat destination by going out and vote. Your vote holds the power to make a significant difference, not only in the island's pursuit of its prestigious title, but also in the continued growth of St. Lucia's offering for the MICE industry. Please take a moment to cast your votes, and your vote can be cast at worldmiceawards.com/award/Caribbean-best-retreat-destination/2023.
According to the latest research, the demand of global MICE market size and share was valued at approximately $645.7 billion in 2022 and is expected to reach $860.1 billion in 2023. Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire has indicated that more investment will be made to secure a larger market share of this subsector.
In sports, Guyana Amazon Warriors have won their first game of the 2023 Republic Bank CPL after defeating hosts St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots last night at Warner Park. Being sent into bat, the Warriors posted an imposing 197 for 7 of their 20 overs. Shea Hope top scored with 54 that included 3 4s and 4 6s, while O'Shane Thomas took 3 for 38. The Patriots were then bowled out for 132 off 16.5 overs for the Warriors to win by 65 runs. Skipper Evan Lewis made 48 with a 4 and 6 sixes, while player of the match Moti took 4 for 29. The victory elevates the Warriors in third position on 3 points, while the Patriots are fourth on 2 points. No fixtures are scheduled for today in the CPL. Jamaica gained 2 gold medals last evening at the 2023 World Athletics Championships in Budapest. Danielle Williams won her second world title after springing a surprise from the inside lane to clinch the women's 100-meter hurdles final, 8 years after she last claimed the world title in Beijing in 2015.
Harrison third from the right-hand side, but it's Devon Charlton who got the best start. Now she's clattered the hurdles, trying to come through. Williams running really well on the far side. Kenny Harrison trying to get in the mix. So to Camacho Quinn. It might be Williams on the far side. I've just got a feeling Williams has done it. And she has. That is incredible. Williams by 100th of a second. A blanket finish. She ran brilliantly from lane 2. Nobody was talking about the Jamaican. They are now. She's a double world champion.
Meantime, Williams' teammate Antonio Watson upset a loaded field to win gold in the men's 400. Watson produced a perfectly timed effort down the home straight to win 44.22 seconds. That was the time.
Hudson Smith bidding to become the first British man to win a global 400 title for 99 years. But look at Watson. Hudson Smith is tying up. Can he hang on? The Jamaican's coming. He's closing. What a performance. But crashing to the track, Antonio Watson is in a dreamland he could barely have ever imagined. He's 21 years of age, and he'll be the toast of a proud Caribbean island tonight.
Live coverage resumes at 12:30 this afternoon on CBC TV's USA Channel 806. In that session, there will be the men's and women's 200-meter finals. Hey, let's take a look at weather. The barometric pressure stands at 10.3 millibars, is 25.8 degrees Celsius, and the relative humidity is 86%. The winds are blowing out of the north-northwest at 8 kilometers per hour, and the present weather cloudy with thunderstorms. Sea conditions moderate in open water, with northerly swells ranging from 0.5 to 1 meters. And here's a look at how the tides roll in today. General forecast for Barbados for today: partly cloudy to overcast with scattered heavy to intense showers, periods of rain and scattered thunderstorms. As we move into the evening period, expect cloudy conditions with clear periods with a few brief scattered light showers. That's today's morning report. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations on 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. Stay tuned. Morning Barbados is next.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning
Good morning to you. It's Friday, August 25th. Welcome to another presentation of Morning Barbados. Great to have you in company. I'm Tisha Hines and I'll be here with you until 8 a.m. What a show we have planned for you on this fantastic Friday. It's the weekend, so we expect that you're going to be in weekend mode, whatever that means. For you, for us, it certainly means that we are highlighting some wonderful places across Barbados, giving you some options of places to go, people to see, things to do. That's what we're all about here, sharing all the best of Barbados and Barbadians from here and abroad. So on that note, welcome to those of you who are following us, streaming live online on YouTube or on our Facebook page. So coming up today, we're telling you all about the Barbados Food and Rum Festival. We heard about the launch just a couple days ago, and it's that kind of time again. That's one of those events that we most certainly look forward to on the Barbados calendar of events, and I'm sure this year will be no different because we have the good folks from the BTMI telling us that it promises to be one of the best that has been put on so far. So we are looking forward to that. April Thomas, who is the Director of Public Relations and Communications at the BTMI, will be on to tell us about the Barbados Food and Rum Festival and all we can expect between October 19th to 22nd under the theme Feed the Future. So you want to stay tuned for that. Who knows, you just might get an inside note that other people won't if they are not watching. So keep on watching for that. I know that you will want to hear of some of the big names on the lineup for that as well. Well, the Division of Youth, they had summer camp, wonderful programs all across the island. Carolyn Garnes, the National Summer Camp Program Coordinator and Youth Commissioner for St. Philip South, will be here along with Peter Skeet, who is a Youth Commissioner for St. James South, and they're talking to us about the 2023 National Summer Camps program that now comes to an end, and there's a big arts showcase, so we want to see all that the children have been doing over the summer holiday. The Power of One is a segment that comes your way with the compliments of C.O. Williams Construction Limited, and that's where they highlight some members of their team who really embody the general focus of the company, which really is moving the earth to please. And today we're going to be featuring a very interesting lady who has been working with the company for some time, but she truly is making an impact in her chosen field. We look forward to that. Speaking of field, we're going to start by talking about the Barbados Defence Force Field Medical Facility. And often when we think of the BDF, we just think of them in a very linear kind of way, but there's so much happening behind those gates. It's always great to hear more about what they do. So let's welcome Major David Clark of the Barbados Defence Force Field Medical Facility team. Good morning to you and welcome.
Morning, Tisha. Morning, Barbados. Greetings from the Barbados National Stadium, where we are presently in camp with the field medical team.
All right, wonderful. Now, members of the public will have an opportunity to tour the Barbados Defence Force's field medical facility and have health checks as a part of some activities that will be held during a 2-week camp. So talk to us all about the activities, what it is, and how it gets going.
Good. So let me just say that the Barbados Defence Force, it's the only team in the Caribbean that has a Type 1 accredited World Health Organization field hospital. We were accredited in September 2019, and we're presently going through our Type 2 accreditation. A Type 1 facility is basically a polyclinic, and a Type 2 facility is a general hospital. We're presently in camp. We've set up a Type 2 facility, which is a general hospital, and we're presently going through training in all the different aspects. So from the clinical side to the logistics, to make sure that everything works. We will be running over this weekend a disaster exercise to test all the systems in the hospital. So we will have cadets and young people from the Youth Advancement Corps taking part in this exercise, where we will moulage them. We will actually run them through the system. All the doctors, nurses, orderlies will be practicing their craft and making sure that for deployment that the entire system works. We also checking the patient flow to make sure that it's workable in a disaster environment. After that, next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, we open for tours. People can come and visit the facility. And then we go into our community engagement phase, which will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, where we will have our partner organizations doing health and wellness checks. People can come, organizations such as the Heart and Stroke Foundation, Diabetes Association, they will be using the facility and people can come out and have their health checks.
Wow, now I know that it is a multifaceted approach that you're taking to this particular training, and there are a number of people from many different areas who will be participating, many different professions as well. So talk to us about who is participating in this activity.
So if you take the Barbados Defence Force as the core, so we have full-time soldiers, reserve soldiers, and then we have a team of volunteer doctors, nurses who may not necessarily be reservists in the Defence Force but are volunteers. So we have a team of about 75 people who will be on the ground. Some work in the public system, some in the private system, and then we have people who are involved with things like the roving team who also volunteer their time. So it's a lot of volunteer work that goes into it. Then when it comes to the healthcare side, we have support from all the healthcare institutions, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. So the staff comprises of lots of people, the Royal Barbados Police Force, the Barbados Fire Service, many partner organizations. And then we extend to our young people. As you may or may not be aware, the Barbados Cadet Corps has a medical cadet program for young people, and they will also be involved in the process.
That truly is excellent. Always great to see young people involved. I know at some point members of the community are also going to be welcome to be a part of the activity.
Yes, certainly. So we expect people to come and visit us on Tuesday and Wednesday when we'll have guided tours. In the background, you can probably see the facility. We will have guided tours explaining how the different areas of the hospital work. And if you think of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, very similar, but operating in tents. And it's important that we actually practice working in a field condition because you wouldn't have all the amenities that you have in a fixed hospital.
Major Clark, let's talk about this in real terms, because we really saw the Barbados Defence Force spring to action, especially when we had the pandemic happening around the world. The work that you had to do to assist across the island is still, we still have to say thank you to the members of the BDF for the work that they did in that area. Of course, in times of disaster, you've moved across the region and helped other countries across the region, our regional neighbors, in helping to get back on their feet, or as soon as disasters happen and things of that nature. Talk to us about why it's important for you to be accredited as this level of facility, and why it's important to continue engaging so that you continue to grow and become better.
So if I go back in history, how we actually came up with the field hospital, after the hurricane damage in Dominica in 2017, the Chief of Staff of the Barbados Defence Force at the time, Colonel Guy Granham, when we arrived in Dominica and the hospital was destroyed, he actually turned around and said, it would be really nice if we could help these people with some kind of field hospital. And at that time, we had no idea what a field hospital, and he detailed a number of officers, including Lieutenant Colonel Junior Brown, to actually go about trying to find out how we could set up a field hospital. And the process started, and of course, as it got bigger and bigger, we actually did a site visit to Australia, to the Australia Trauma Centre in Darwin, Australia. And out of that, we started on the path to become an accredited Type 1 hospital. But once we had received the accreditation for the Type 1 hospital, we realized that if there was an earthquake and the disaster was much bigger, we would really need a general hospital. So we have now progressed on to where we are going after our Type 2 accreditation. And this will be the first time that we have actually set up a complete Type 2 facility. So it's where we're testing all of the theories we have learnt and putting into practice a number of ideas. Because each time a hospital is developed, you actually have to test everything. So we certainly will be testing all the ideas. We're also, in terms of response mechanism, we're the only accredited field hospital in the Caribbean. So for any of our CARICOM neighbors, we will be the first port of call for deployment.
We get to see you guys in action here in Barbados a lot when there are, national events where there might be a state funeral or something, where we get to experience the precision of the Barbados Defence Force. Talk to us about the setting up of a field hospital, because if we think about what needs to be done quickly after a disaster, then things need to fall into place quickly, and it must take a lot of effort and planning to be able to pull a facility like this together in short order.
It's a huge logistical exercise. Certainly for deployments in Barbados, we depend a lot on people to transport us to the area we're going to deploy. But if you think of an overseas deployment, we have to take all of our equipment, which goes into about 5 or 6 40-foot containers, and transport them to another island, or we need a rather huge aircraft that we call all the equipment. In terms of our logistics, they're responsible for making sure we either pack them in containers or we palletize them for aircrafts, and each aircraft or each force that we may call on to assist us, because we don't have assets to do it ourselves. We're reliant on our partner organizations, and certainly SEDEMA in this role plays a big part, and the regional security system in helping us to deploy. So without our partner organizations, we couldn't actually deploy. But once we have deployed and we've got there, we've actually got to set up the hospital. And it takes about 160 people when we deploy for Type 2 to actually set up and run the facility. And in normal deployments, we can only deploy for 2 weeks with that first tranche. Then we have to have another group of people to change. So in real terms, we have to be at least 3 deep in every job in the facility. So if you think of a cook, we have to have at least 3 cooks or in each area who we can deploy. And if you think of it as a hospital, we're doing everything. We're feeding the patients, we're feeding the staff, we have to have accommodation for them, and also we have to incinerate all the things that we use, as well as we come under the Ministry of Health in whichever country we deploy. All the records have to be produced and left for that Ministry of Health.
I can't even imagine. I can't even figure out meals for 1 week in my house. But definitely a massive undertaking. With that said, though, talking about the massive resources that you need to call on, particularly human resources, there's also a call that you're making now that you're kind of testing the facility for people 18 years and over to sign up as volunteers. Tell me more about that.
Well, certainly locally and also regionally. So when people come and visit, people think of the field hospital, they think we only need doctors and nurses, but actually we need. So would like to volunteer. There's actually a training process by which you go through. One, Defence Force Reserve. If not to be, you can still volunteer, and a different process for that. And the idea is we need to have at least 3 people to deploy to. I need to multiply that by 3 times. The goal is if you can.
We definitely are having a challenging time with the technology, but I think generally what the Major was saying is that persons 18 years and over who are attending the tour, or if you come out to the community engagement sessions, you're invited to sign up and become volunteers, regardless of your educational level or educational background. That makes a world of difference. I know sometimes people want to volunteer, but they have concerns about, whether the educational level will permit them to really lend a hand. All right, let's see if we can reconnect with Major David Clark. Technology not on our side this Friday morning. There you are, sir. Can you hear us? Welcome back.
Yes, one of the things of being in the field, Tisha, is that the technology, because everything here we are operating on Wi-Fi, so the technology, and so sometimes we may have little spots, but we're getting there. The technicians are working on our side of the technology, because in this hospital we use wireless for records and everything. But certainly we expect the people to come out and sign up to be volunteers with us in the field hospital.
I mean, Major Clark, even this is a training exercise, because I would imagine if you deploy to another place, or even if you're here, heaven forbid, with something going on and you have to set up the field medical facility, then you would want to communicate with the media, or there may be people on site who would want to communicate. As you mentioned, you're using the internet, the Wi-Fi system to be able to share records and do various other things. So even this is a part of the training, which is, you know, very, very important.
That's correct. We will actually have a media center, and technically I would be doing this from the media center, but because I wanted to have the tents in the background, I didn't go into the media center. But we do have a media center. Yes, and a media manager who actually manages so there's actually a media manager who will be responsible for managing the media, and specific officers responsible for answering questions from the media.
I know for mass casualty situations, we have something a little similar. Is this facility anything in relation to that? Because I can't think of an instance where here in Barbados there would have been a field medical facility where we've had to set up before.
It's a very similar operation to what when you go to Operations Center. It's very similar. The systems are the same, and also we work a lot with DEM. And the other partners, SEDEMA, RSS. So when you go to them for their other operations, it's a very similar operation with us when we are deployed.
Oh, that's excellent. And for people who don't understand, when we have all these major events in Barbados at crop over, or, you know, major national events, the BDF is always involved, DEM is always involved, sometimes SEDEMA, depending on how large it is. And then we have the VOC, the VOC, the Venue Operations Center, which, as he explained, is a part of that. So thank you so much, Major. I definitely will be coming through for my tour. I understand the tours will come off Tuesday, August 29th, Wednesday, August 30th, and members of the public will have an opportunity to get a first-hand look at inside the field medical facility from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock daily. And then on Thursday 31st and Friday September 1st and Saturday September 2nd, members of the BDF field medical facility and partner agencies will engage members of the public through a community engagement exercise in the form of a health fair as part of the effort to reduce the occurrence of chronic non-communicable diseases. Fantastic effort. We certainly look forward to hearing more about it, and we too will come out and view the facility. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much on behalf of the Barbados Defence Force and the Chief of Staff.
Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you and all of the work that you do. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're talking service of another kind, service to company, as we bring you the segment The Power of One, talking to one of the members of staff of Williams Industries, who embodies all they stand for. She is moving the earth to please. That's next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for our new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50.
So good to have you with us on this Friday morning. We most certainly are getting ready for the weekend. It's time for us to introduce you to the lady, Crystalline Butcher Lucas, who is Group Accountant with CO Williams Construction Limited. You know, a lot of the times when we think about construction, we see all of the mostly gentlemen on the field, and we don't think about all of the people behind the scenes who work together and in tandem to really make things happen. So good morning and welcome. Great to have you with us today.
Thank you.
As we explore all your company does on the periphery for now, and talk about how you all contribute to what happens generally in the company. Now, what I find interesting is you say you joined the company in 2002 at a very tender age. So tell me how you got into working for CO Williams Construction, especially when you also say that you were practically born into the company. So you have to qualify that a little.
Okay. When I say that I was born into the company, CO Williams Construction, the majority of the employees, well, the older employees, came from St. John. And I have a St. John background. My father worked in the company for over 50 years.
Wow.
My brother, he's been there a lot longer than me. I've had uncles pass through the company, cousins pass through the company. So I was literally...
It's a family business.
Definitely. Definitely so.
When you came at 17 years old, then I would imagine that was something that, you know, pretty much came naturally. So you were there, and you've developed to the place now where you are group accountant for CO Williams Construction Limited. I mean, that in itself is an incredible feat. Talk to me about your rise through the company over the years.
Well, when I joined the company, I went to work in the accounts department. This was something that my father had arranged for me, so thank you, Daddy. I had no accounting background at all. When I left the Alexandra School, I did get into Barbados Community College to do political science and English literature, but I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. So I just did a diploma in computer studies, which was for a year. And then after that was completed, I decided I just want to go into the world of work. So after applying and I wasn't successful in getting any responses, my father decided to call Mr. Alan Roy at the time, who was the financial controller back then. And I literally started working the next day.
When you started back then, what did you start doing? You know, where were you working?
I was in the accounts department. I was just filing and doing basic things, assisting anybody with anything that they needed, basically.
What has it been like through the years in terms of being able to study, hone your craft, decide what area of business you wanted to go into? Because at 17, it didn't sound like, you know, you had set your sights on any particular career path.
No, I did not. Accounts definitely was not my path. Accounts became my path, I guess, going into the accounts department. At the time, there was a clerk, Andrea Reynolds. She used to encourage me a lot to go to BIMAP and do all these courses. And I used to be like, I don't want to do those courses, I'm fine. But then eventually she encouraged me to start. And then there were persons like Sharon Thompson, Alex Roach, all of those people. Alex Roach became a financial controller at the time too, so he was actually really my mentor. So eventually I decided that I would then follow that path. I've basically kind of worked in every section with accounts throughout my years within the company.
To be able to promote from within, I am getting the sense that at CO Williams Construction Limited, that truly is the aim. to allow people to come into their own in the company and move throughout the company. And this most certainly is your story. I would imagine that meant that they, put things in place for you to be able to study even as you were working, and things of that nature. I mean, how does it make you feel now as a senior member of the team? I would imagine that as others come in, you would want to continue that type of legacy as it was extended to you as well.
Of course, I am very big on employee development. I always encourage all of my staff to go and do extra courses.
At BIMAT?
Not necessarily at BIMAT, but it can be anywhere. But it might not even be accounts that they want to do per se, but I'm always one for, growth. Don't just stay one place all the time. Always better yourself.
All right, from where you sit, your perspective is a lot different, I would imagine.
Yes.
From people who are, outside and seeing what they do on a daily basis. So a lot of the guys that we featured in this segment have come in and they talk about how proud they are to do some of the major projects here in Barbados and across the region. You're kind of behind the scene with the big numbers.
Yes.
So once you come out and you see these projects and what's being done, talk to me about how that makes you feel as the individual who's kind of behind the scenes and calling the shots.
For me, it's always good to see these things. I usually, whenever we have jobs starting, because I'm very au fait with any job that's going to start, I usually sometimes drive around and look to see where it is, where it's at, where it's going. Just outside our office, we had Lair's Pond, and that was amazing to watch from beginning right down to end. Sometimes I would just get up from my desk and go in the accounts department, just stand up and look through the window and just watch all the progress. It was exciting to watch. And for me, construction was always something exciting for me because I literally grew up between a dairy farm and a quarry. So I spent a lot of my summer days getting onto trucks, driving in the quarry, coming back down. My parents had no idea, come back down quickly.
They know now.
So yeah, I spent a lot of my time around the area.
Oh, that's truly exciting. Are there any particular projects that the company has worked on that truly amaze you? I mean, you mentioned, of course, the Lair's Pond, but I would imagine there are other projects, and you guys do some massive projects.
Yes.
So I would imagine there's some other projects that just make you feel proud to be a part of the team.
If I have to name one project that I more or less like to watch from the beginning straight to end, would have been the Coverley Roundabout. That was just amazing, and the time span that we had to do it in, and the guys had to put in some pretty ridiculous hours to get that job completed. So that was amazing to see from start to end.
Well, it was amazing for me to see how it worked out at the end, because I was like, okay, where was the old entrance?
Yes.
I forgot. Yeah, so definitely some interesting things that have happened. What advice would you have for any young person who's looking on? We've been dealing a lot in the past couple weeks with transitioning, the young ones who are transitioning from primary to secondary, those who are transitioning to tertiary school, and those who might be transitioning from studying to the workplace. Young people especially who are looking on and they're not too sure what their career paths could be, where they're going, what they should do. What advice would you offer?
I would say never be in a rush. Be patient. Nothing worth having is easy to get. And just take your time. Always be willing to take advice from others. Always be willing to take constructional criticism. That's something that I always tell my staff every day. I myself have to take constructional criticism sometimes. I don't always make the best decisions. Never give up. Always stay positive. Always stay focused.
We have to say a special good morning to everybody from Alexandra School.
Yes, hello.
Absolutely, for sure. Now, in terms of balancing work, life, the work-life schedule, you're a mom to two.
Yes.
So I would imagine that can be pretty hectic as well, because the hours aren't necessarily the typical 9 to 5 that many people would know about.
No. I will not pretend that it's an easy task. It is not an easy task. But I have a fairly good support system. So we make it work, and they help me to make it work.
All right, that's excellent. Of course, you're here because your company thinks that you really embody what the company stands for, which is moving the earth to please. What does that mean to you? Because we all know there are employees who always go above and beyond the call of duty to make sure things happen, things are done.
For me, moving the earth to please is not necessarily just as people think in terms of doing a road and getting it fixed and everything. It's about teamwork. I am really, really big on teamwork. No one person makes the company. No two people make the company. We are very big, and it's a very diverse group. We have farms, it's construction, it's quarries, and all of those. So for me, it's just about working together, moving together, and then we can all move the earth to please, whether it's in service, whether it's dealing with a customer on the phone, whether it's dealing with issues within the office, all of those different types of elements.
Oh, beautiful. I want to thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us. And I can see the pride beaming on your face. It's an interesting perspective, as you shared, to be able to be a part of the projects from behind the scenes, pretty much like what we do here. So a lot of people see the people who are on air, the faces, but there's so many other people, hey Peter, who are behind the scenes, who are making things happen, and it's important to acknowledge them as well. And finally, construction. Did you always think, okay, I'm going to stay here forever?
No, I never did. But even though we are a construction company, we are extremely diverse. We have a lot of varying investments, so it makes it exciting. No day is the same. It's always something to deal with differently.
All right, excellent. She embodies the entire theme of what the company stands for, which is moving the earth to please, literally and figuratively as well. So it's fantastic to have her this morning, as the company says thanks to Crystal Ann Butcher Lucas, who is Group Accountant of C.O. Williams Construction Limited, for really just being the type of employee that they've needed through the years, being committed to her job and all that she does.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you too.
All right. She embodies the power of one.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
.1 to 1 is more than a station.
We don't just play music, we keep you company, cheer you up, keep you informed and entertained. We are a vibe. What do you mean?
Every day we bring the party to you.
We are your #1 party station.
We love playing music for our listeners.
And we're committed to working with our clients and advertisers to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve.
98.1 The One. Celebrating 18 and still your #1 party station.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's Friday, August 25th. Time for an update of the news. The Sanitation Service Authority is calling for patience from householders as it continues to face a challenge in its collection of garbage from a number of rural parishes. This plea from Public Relations Officer of the SSA, Carl Alf Padmore. He was speaking during the demonstration of an SSA controlled burning exercise at Mangrove Pond landfill at Vaucluse in St. Thomas. Mr. Padmore notes the authority has been working with limited trucks for the past 3 weeks, many of which are undergoing repairs. He empathizes with the many householders who have aired their grievances about garbage collection woes. However, he notes the SSA is doing its very best under the present circumstances to rectify the situation.
Some areas in Barbados that went into 3 weeks, and we know that this can't be a good thing to have 3 weeks of household waste by your homes. It's not deliberate. The trucks are in the workshop and we are working around the clock to get these vehicles out back into the communities. Michael Nichols, the operations manager, has been working close with the team in the mechanic shop. We know issues came up at the St. Andrew Speaks, and we were able to rectify those issues in St. Andrew the next morning. And we want to thank the crew, Mr. Nichols, and those who were on location for responding to that need as well. To date, there are some issues into the east corridor of Barbados. And when we say east, we're looking at St. John, St. Philip, some parts of St. Joseph. That's where we have to concentrate heavy this weekend. So we're going to start from today into the weekend to try to get some of that household waste off the ground. In the meantime, we just want Barbadians to be patient and to work with us. We still are having problems with persons blocking free access to our trucks coming into your area. Please, we have big trucks, you have a car park, you have a garage, place your vehicle off the road if possible, tuck in your mirrors. We prefer you to do that. If the fellas see that there's a danger, they will stop and they won't come, and you will say, why not? We have to trust the judgment of the driver, and we want you to cooperate with us. The garbage belongs to all of us. Therefore, our job is to pick it up. Yours is to dispose of it in a suitable manner, and therefore have free access to the bins as well. Some of you have your bins near the water meters as well. Please desist if possible.
On another note, Mr. Padmore says the SSA is still having issues with the type of waste being disposed of.
We are seeing an increase again in feces into our bins. We can do better than this, Barbados. If you have an issue with an elderly person at home and they don't have waterborne toilet, contact the Ministry of Health and they will come. If you have a problem and you have needles should be taken to your nearest pharmacy or the polyclinic, not into the waste. Dead animals, we have a pet patrol department, and therefore we urge you to call our pet patrol department and we will come, and if the animal is on your property, there's a small fee. If it's in the road, we will come remove it, and we have an area that we dispose of it. To you coconut vendors, this is the rainy season. And you know that after a couple of days, once water gets into these shells, what will happen? It becomes a haven for the breeding of mosquitoes. We want you to do your part as well. At the SSA, we want you to make a living, but we want you to understand it's your responsibility to remove your shells. And we have space down at the landfill for it, not into the gullies. I know that Brother Antoine is concerned about what you do. The shells going into the gullies, and we have persons hiking. What that does is you destroy the ecosystem, you destroy nature. Once you get into the main water stream, you block the flow of water, and we are very concerned about that.
Barbados has recorded an increase in serious and fatal road traffic accidents for the first 7 months of the year. The revelation has prompted a call from the Barbados Road Safety Association for people to be more attentive when moving around the country. CBC's Sharika Griffith has all the details.
According to statistics from police, Barbados recorded 4,048 accidents between January and July this year, up from 3,977 for the same period in 2022. The majority were minor accidents that resulted in no injuries, while accidents with slight injuries decreased by 5.5%. However, of concern to the Barbados Road Safety Association is the increase in serious and fatal crashes. President Roland Lowe talks about the worrying numbers.
Just a simple calculation, you can see like an 83% increase over to 2022. We stand at 11 fatalities for the year already. We still have a third of the year to go. So that's an alarming trend, and we need to do something to arrest that trend. And also in the area of serious accidents as well, there we saw like a 54% increase over last year's numbers.
He believes a multifaceted approach is needed to improve safety on the island's roads.
Maybe you have to lay some measures where persons will see a greater level of punishment relative to people who are like repeat offenders and stuff like that. Maybe suspension of licenses could be one. The introduction of the breathalyzer testing is something that insurance companies have been calling for, and across the board, other stakeholders have been calling for utilization of breathalyzer testing. But these, as I said, are corrective measures with some level of deterrent to them. But the main effector of change will be education, training, trying to affect a change in people's behavior. Let them see, well, these are the consequences, and these are the things that can happen when you float the rules or when you don't pay attention, when you're utilizing the rules.
And with at least 2 recent accidents involving pedestrians being struck while on a crosswalk, Mr. Lowe is appealing to all road users to be vigilant.
I mean, this might not be the most popular thing, but pedestrians also have to look out for their own safety. Drivers have to be more attentive as well as pedestrians being more attentive. The fact that the driver on the left stop does not mean that other drivers coming down on that same stretch might have seen the pedestrian coming on crossing, and the driver stopping could have stopped for various reasons in the mind of the oncoming driver. That's not to say that the driver didn't have a responsibility or a duty to be attentive and to pay attention to the road. But again, everybody has a part to play when it comes to road safety. Pedestrians need to look out for themselves, drivers need to look out for pedestrians and other road users as well.
To do its part, the association has been running road safety tips on television and is also in talks with private partners on other public education campaigns. Sharika Griffith, CBC News.
Thanks, Sharika. Inflation has been easing. Economist and Director of Fortress Fund Managers Peter Arender made the observation as he delivered the company's second quarter economic financial report 2023. He told the audience things are splitting in the world, and the economic data coming out of China has been weaker than expected, while out of the USA and Japan, it has been stronger than expected. And that's our update of news at this time. Remember, we have more news coming for you around midday today. There's going to be a press conference from Prime Minister Mia Motley. So we definitely want you to stay tuned or tune in for that. Depending on where it falls, the news might come a little bit later than the 12 o'clock hour. Also, we have the 1 o'clock edition of The World at 1 coming on our radio services. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why? Cometh the hour, cometh the Ugandan. Holloway defends his title. Glorious goal to Shelley Ann Fraser-Price. With the heart of an American lion, Lyles has roared back to the top. 2 world records in one night. We're watching a once-in-a-generation athlete. The practice, is it on? Oh, it's ridiculous. You could not script that any better.
Let's take you to Budapest, Hungary for the World Athletics Championships.
Coming to MCTV in August.
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
behind-the-scenes work that we do over at the Barbados National Oil Company.
Let me just remind people, every time you do like this and you hit a light switch in your home, that energy comes from Barbados Light and Power, who gets it from BN OCL. We have the contract to supply BN Barbados Light and Power with the heavy fuel oil that they need. The roads that are paved in Barbados, the raw material that API uses to create the bitumen, that comes from BN OCL. So, every time you get on an airplane, in a sense, we also provide that fuel for the airline industry. So when you think about it, whether it's natural gas, whether it's diesel, whether it's gasoline, biogas, gas, whatever you want, whatever description, whatever fuel you use, all of that fuel is managed by BN OCL.
Join us next time as we look to the future.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
CBC is celebrating 60 years of broadcasting in Barbados, a friend and a helping hand in the community. CBC, connecting Barbadian communities. It's Matchday Live from the 246 with host Damian Best, your all-access pass to the action happening in the BFA Premier League and beyond. Every last Monday of the month on CBC TV8. Kickoff time, 8:30 p.m. with analysis from our panel and highlights of the top performances. You can weigh in on the discussion via WhatsApp on 228-5562. It's Matchday Live from the 246. Don't you miss it.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Well, we brought you all of the action just a few days ago from up north at Fustic House, where we heard about the launch of the Barbados Food and Rum Festival 2023, one of those events that we look forward to, or should we call it a season, because there are many fantastic events that will be coming off as a part of the 2023 presentation, which runs from August 19th to 22nd under the theme Feed the Future. Let's go ahead and welcome to Morning Barbados, April Thomas, Director of Public Relations and Communications. She's the lady with all the information. She's going to tell us about what we can expect. Good morning, April.
Good morning, Tisha, and good morning, Barbados.
Wonderful to have you with us. Now we have some new stuff. It almost sounds like a wedding. Something old, something new, something, I don't know if we'll have something blue, but it's that time again for us to prepare for the Food and Rum Festival. What can we expect in 2023?
So good morning again, and I think that this year's festival, as you described it, it really feels like a full season of activities that are happening. And, it really kicks off this weekend with the community pop-ups. And I'm mentioning that specifically because I think that community pop-ups were what really made the Food and Rum Festival over the 10 years that it happened special to Barbadians, made them feel like a part of it, made them feel like they had a connection with it. And unfortunately last year, due to COVID, we did start a lot later than we normally would have with the Food and Rum Festival. But this year we're bringing the community pop-ups back. They begin this Saturday at the White Rabbit Bar in St. George. And what we've done is that we've amalgamated all the communities into North, East, South, and Central. So we have 4 communities that are bringing all the parishes together for special activities to highlight, a couple of the businesses there that are thriving, that Barbadians themselves love, and to bring that special spirit of food and rum to the community. So I think when we're looking at the comparison between last year and this year, that's one of the biggest changes that we've made to really bring back that element, that community element, that spirit element, of that. And, this Saturday it starts with Peter Ram judging a jingle competition. So we're looking for the best food and rum jingle, lots of prizes to be won. There's usual spin the wheel. And then we take that on the road to Fisherman's Pub in the north. From now, so it's every other Saturday, and then we take it to Bathsheba, so going out to the east and bringing those along, and then the final pop-up happens in Worthing Square in Christchurch. So those are the 4 locations that you can look forward to us coming to you to bring the magic of food and rum to your community.
That truly is excellent because it works in both directions, where you are bringing the magic of the festival, but you're taking the magic of what they offer from within the community, because we know some of the best food that you can get from across Barbados is deep in these communities. So it's very, very important for them to truly feel, like you said, like they are a part of it. Now, you mentioned in the launch, in addition to these community pop-ups, you are going to be switching out a few things and offering some new things still on the local tip. So it feels more like you are truly bringing Barbados to the world as well.
For sure. And I think one of the biggest changes this year that you're mentioning is actually, when we looked back at the festival over the 10 years and then again looking at it last year, there was one little piece that was missing, and that was the true family experience. So we had the food truck mashup, which you were at and you hosted for us quite ably last year. And that was, that showed us that there's a potential to really grow that event in a different way. And we wanted to bring in children, bringing them in a way that, made them feel like this is a brand that they want to kind of grow up with. And we thought about, how do we do that? And we took that food truck mashup and we expanded it. And we now have a 12-hour Bajan fair. So everything that people love about school fairs is returning. We have a Bridgetown Market vendors area. We have all the food stalls selling all of your favorite things from, I don't even want to get ahead of myself and start releasing the vendors that are going to be there. And then because we have to, bring the adults along, of course, we have a special alcohol adult zone. The Rum Shop Village is only for adults, so the children are going to be very separate from that, and they can kind of kick back and relax with our rum sponsors and so on that are on board. And people are doing really creative things in Barbados with alcohol now, all the slushies and alcohol infused everything. So all those types of vendors are going to be at the fair, and that's going to be held at Kensington Oval on Saturday, October 21st, and it's just $20 for adults and $10 for children. And we are expecting to see thousands and thousands of Barbadians at that, and we felt like that Bajan fair element, that full fun day family affair, was what was missing to really bring this into a full-scale festival. So we're really happy to have that this year.
We're also really happy as Barbadians to see some of the big names that we love and enjoy from stations like Food Network and the popular people from the internet. And this year we're even having some big names from music as a part of the festival.
And so again, as we look at, what worked and what we wanted to enhance, we brought these international food stars, the Anne Burrells, and now this year we have just added this week Renee Blackman, a Barbadian living in the US who was on Netflix's Pressure Cooker, and she's going to be joining us for the festival as well. I'm bringing in the Colombian chef Juan Diego Venegas, and then UK Master Chef Shalina Permalu. Bringing them along has, been a part of the festival from back in the day, if you remember Marcus Samuelson, et cetera, et cetera. But what we wanted to also enhance this year was the music. Because if you're representing Barbados and Caribbean people on a whole, you can't have a party, you can't have a good time without a vibe, without music. And we wanted to look at, how can we enhance the music? We always have the best of Barbadian musical talent and entertainment on the stage. And this year we wanted to add, even more eyes on Barbados by bringing in some of the trendiest regional and international stars. So we do have a relationship with Iris Star, who is blowing up the Afrobeat scene. She's from Nigeria, and some of her hit songs, Rush and Bloody Samaritan, are really, really making waves on the Billboard charts. And she has agreed to make Barbados the only Caribbean stop on her world tour. So So we're super excited to have her at the Liquid Gold Feast finale event on the 22nd of October. And the day before that is everybody's favorite, the Rise and Rum Breakfast Beach Party, where everybody comes out in all yellow. And for that, we've invited who feels like a Barbadian now because, he loves us so much. Skinny Fabulous from St. Vincent. He returns to really liven up alongside Lead Pipe and Saddis, who are headlining the event. So much to look forward to that October weekend, the finale weekend.
That truly is excellent. I know people will want to get out early and get their tickets. Of course, get the outfits ready too. But they will want to get those tickets ready. And it's always a great idea to get online and check out what's happening. I know you guys do a fantastic job of sharing on your social media pages as well as on the website, the official website, about all that's coming up so people can see and hear about what's happening and really just delve into all that will be the Barbados Food and Rum Festival 2023. I feel, April, like this year is the first year, and I think you mentioned it in a way before, that we are truly able to immerse ourselves again in all that we love without kind of COVID in the back of your head, like what's going on. So definitely a year to be a part of everything that's happening.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, last year we introduced a lot of the new events that we're bringing back this year. So last year we would have first introduced Liquid Gold and Rise and Rum. And the response to them, was so overwhelming. The feedback that we got from patrons, from the media, that they were really, the kind of events that people wanted. That laid the foundation for where the festival, I think, is going now in the next 10 years. And, this year is the year that we get all of that right. People are not giving us a chance with these tickets. They're flying off the shelves. From the time we opened the local box offices, early birds were gone like that. Actually, we're very near capacity for two of those finale events, Liquid Gold and Rise and Rum. I don't see those lasting all the way to October. But, we are just so pleased that, not just Barbadians, but also visitors are willing to take vacation, buy an airline ticket, purchase a hotel package, and come to Barbados for the Food and Rum Festival, because at the end of the day, that is our mandate at the BTMI, to create, the demand for Barbados. So we're really excited to have a festival that is now marrying both Barbadian buy-in, it has the local buy-in, and we really, really got that last year. And locals were so excited about it that now visitors want to come and see what has Bajan so excited. And that, I think, is the perfect recipe for a successful festival.
Absolutely. Getting back to basics, which is what it truly is all about. Getting numbers here, getting people to come out and participate and be a part of the festival. Through promoting here, I would imagine that leveraging what we do digitally as well is truly paramount to being able to make that happen. So we often see that there's lots happening through the satellite offices, but there's also lots happening online where Barbadians and people across the diaspora can really share in all that the festival is.
Definitely, and the response has been phenomenal. As you mentioned, our satellite offices, they actually never stopped promoting Food and Rum from last year. So from January, February, March, they were on the road. They were taking our local chefs and mixologists to all of the major cities around the world and telling people about the festival and making them aware of it. The chefs and mixologists themselves were really ambassadors for us. And, that was reflected when we got the news from the World Culinary Awards that we were nominated for the Caribbean's best food festival. And, we're fingers crossed the announcement is going to be made in October in Dubai. And we're just fingers crossed that we beat out Jamaica and St. Bart's and Cayman and all the others that have had festivals come after ours. But I think at this point, Barbados really cemented itself last year to remind people that we were the originators of this food festival in the Caribbean, and we are going to be the ones that do it best.
Absolutely. I love that. And I'm ready and I'm excited. I'm channeling a little bit of my yellow. I'm getting there. I'm working on it.
I see you're ready.
getting there to the actual event. But as you mentioned, it's very important for everybody to know that this really is our bread and butter. This is what we're about, and that's why it's important. The onus really is on all of us to promote Barbados so that we can continue to grow and develop our hospitality industry, our food industries, as well as the country as a whole, and contribute generally to the economy. That's what it's all about.
And I actually think you made a very good point there when you talk about, developing here, because the Feed the Future theme returns because once again we have Chef Peter Eady on board, and he is training part of young aspiring chefs. So we issued a call months ago for anyone between the ages of 16 and 21. You didn't have to have, years of experience in the kitchen, but you just had to have that drive and that passion and to want to be a part of, our future culinary team, because the Barbados culinary team travels around the world winning awards all the time. And they really have set the bar for the talent that we have here. And so now on the Wednesday launch at Fustic House, as you mentioned, we were able to announce the 8 quarterfinalists that are going forward and are going to go head to head on Saturday, October 21st at our first ever live junior chef cook-off competition. Last year we did it for the first time, but it was a closed event, mainly family and friends. But the support for these young aspiring chefs has been so great that we decided to open that up to make it an event that people can, buy a ticket and come out just $30 to support the final 4 who are going to go head to head for that grand prize of $3,000 cash, an internship with the Crane Resort, get to go and get a live on-hand experience within an active environment, and then they're going to also do a scholarship training at Peter Eady's Institute. So we're really looking forward to seeing them. We talked to them; they're so excited. They can't believe this is happening. They can't believe they could possibly be a part of the Barbados culinary team one day. And some of them have said, this, even if I don't win, this has given me a look at a future that I can have. I want to do that. And that's really what the theme of Feed the Future has always been about, inspiring the future of culinary talent to make sure that in the next 10 years, we have the top chefs like Chef Craig and Damien Leach and all those people having said that they were able to inspire the next generation of them.
Absolutely. Thanks again for coming in and inspiring us to want to be a part of the Barbados Food and Rum Festival. Coming up again, 19th of October to the 22nd. Is going to go by quickly, people, so make sure you get your tickets. You got your warning, so take that fair warning. 2 of the events, I would imagine that's my yellow event, liquid gold event. The tickets are going quickly. There's the introduction of a brand new event that really ties beautifully into this year's theme, which is Feed the Future. So it's like an intergenerational conversation that's happening where we're bringing young people along so that the festival will truly be sustainable. Once again, thank you so much, April. I know, any final words of encouragement and thank yous to the partners?
Yes, so I definitely, again, just want to encourage all Barbadians to come out. There's an activity for everyone, whether it's the food and rum pop-ups, whether it's the community activities, the food and rum pop-ups, or you're coming down to Oystons for opening night, you're coming to support the junior chefs, you're coming to Liquid Gold to see Iris Star. There's so many things to do. So we encourage you to head over to foodandrum.com to find out more about that. And of course, as Tisha mentioned, we want to thank all of our sponsors who've come on board, CBC, of course, and our other media partners like Starcom, Capital Media, Power Broadcasting, Hits, etc. But especially to those who have returned, like Mount Gay, who is our rum partner again for this year, Cockspur, another rum partner, Roberts Manufacturing does so much to support the junior chefs, Massey, and First Caribbean coming on board for the first time. Those are our gold sponsors, and we really want to say thank you to them and to all of the hotels who've also lent their support. So just thank you to everyone, and we look forward to seeing you from this Saturday at White Rabbit Bar and Grill in St. George.
Absolutely. Director of Public Relations and Communications with the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., April Thomas. Have a fantastic day, a great weekend, and we'll see you for those community pop-ups as we continue to share more about the upcoming festival. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a break and come on back. We are well into the second hour of Morning Barbados, but we still have lots more coming up, so stay with me.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Thanks, bye-bye.
My friend, you don't plan to get it. Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so we were telling you all about the 2023 summer camps program, and there's been so much happening. A lot of young people have been enjoying the summer camps now. It really was an art showcase to there's an upcoming art showcase to highlight the work undertaken in these cultural arts camps that were conducted over the past 5 weeks at locations across Barbados. The National Summer Camp Program, it specialized in training in 4 zones of the Youth Development Program throughout the last couple of weeks. And the cultural arts programs really were meant for the young people to be able to show what they have, teach them something new in the area of arts. And as I mentioned, there were 8 different areas. So there's a showcase coming up that we want you to be a part of. It should be very interesting, and it's always wonderful to support young people in Barbados. So make sure you come on out and support that. A special thank you to those of you who were camp counselors, the various people who helped to plan the camps. I know it can be very difficult as parents to head off and not know where your little ones are, what they will be doing. So to have this cultural arts initiative across Barbados for the last 2 weeks really has been a godsend to a lot of parents to get the children to be able to do something constructive across the season. All right, so we're going to take a break and come on back here on Morning Barbados. Who knows, you might be able to play a little game of something when we get back.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Because you love English Premier League, MCTV has got it back. Now you can watch all the games of the English Premier League plus UEFA and NFL on MCTV. Current customers can upgrade to Max Pack Extra at just $23. Call MCTV today at 228-6288 to upgrade or come in and sign up for a new service. Football fans, let MCTV get you back in the game.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
98.1 to 1 is more than a station. We don't just play music, we keep your company, cheer you up, keep you informed and entertained. We are a vibe. What do you mean?
Every day we bring the party to you.
We are your #1 party station.
We love playing music for our listeners. And we're committed to working with our clients and advertisers to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve.
98.1 The One.
Celebrating 18 and still your #1 party station.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Special good morning to those of you watching online on Facebook or YouTube. Always good to have you in company. And I always have to say a special good morning to the Morning Barbados chat group. They have a WhatsApp group. And Shane is still in there, Cassandra is still in there, and we definitely have a good time catching up with each other. And they're truly like a family share. So a special good morning and a great weekend to all of you. I've had a few calls. I met a few people this week, some very interesting people. I met a lady who told me I was your very first interview when you started in radio many moons ago. And she was absolutely right. I never forgot her. It's always good to, meet lots of you who watch the program in the morning. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's time now for us to play, because we haven't for quite some time, Unscramble It. All you have to do is get close to your phone lines. And I'm hoping that we hear from some of the little ones, because I'd like to engage you about what's happening in your holiday as well, how you enjoyed yourself and what you did, and how you're preparing for school. I know a lot of parents are getting ready for the back to school rush. I was out myself yesterday trying to get a few things together, and there definitely is a lot happening. The prices are up big time on almost everything. So make sure you start in the early so you can spread things out. So once school starts, then we have everything we need for those little ones. So you're calling me on 228-5562 or 228-5563, and the instruction is unscramble it. How well can you recognize these words, or can you recognize these words? All right, so here is the first word. Can you tell what that is? And is something, I can tell you right now, is something that we all need right now. Well, I mean, I have it at this moment, but because of what's happening all across the world, this now is a necessity. I don't think it was before, but it truly seems like it is a necessity. Do you know what this word is. If you think you know, or what these words, they're obviously two words. If you think you know what these words are, then you should call me up on 228-5562 or 228-5563 and tell me what they are. We're asking you to unscramble it. That's right. And again, I gave you the perfect clue as to what it could be. There's someone on the phone line. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hi there. Where are you calling me from?
St. Michael.
St. Michael. Are you going to tell me where is St. Michael?
Eden Lodge.
I find that St. Michael people are really dodgy when it comes to telling you where they're from. You're like, what do you want to know that for? All right, so good morning to everybody at Eden Lodge. Can you unscramble it? Do you know what the words are?
Is it air conditioned?
Didn't you know what I said is something that's almost something of a necessity right now? Is it just me, or are the days incredibly hot?
It's hot.
How are you coping?
I'm coping well. I'm using my fan all the time.
I know a lot of fans are selling, so thank you for coming through, and I certainly hope that you're preparing for back to school. I don't know if you have any little ones to prepare.
No, please.
Okay, so you are a lucky one, but I'm sure you're seeing everybody kind of getting out and preparing and stuff like that. So do have a good one, and thank you for participating. I wish air conditioning on your life, because after a while the fans just spew out a lot of hot air, right?
Yes, and it gives you a cold if you keep it on too long on you.
Yeah, like a few people I know. I'm sorry, I'm bad. All right, have a great weekend, okay? Be safe.
Thank you, and the same to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's take another call, 228-5562 or 228-5563. Let's see if you can unscramble this word. That looks easy enough. This is what you need in your life too. I mean, like, these are all what I contend are necessities for this year. You definitely need this. There's something that would have to go along with it too, but you definitely need this if you're heading out this weekend. Yeah? Particularly if you're going to somewhere beautiful, you know, at a place that really surrounds the island, then this would be a necessary commodity for you to truly enjoy that space. So call me up, 228-5562 and 228-5563. Those are the two numbers. And get in here and let me know what's happening with you as well, so we can reach out. I bet you if it's St. Michael, they won't want to tell me exactly where. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Hello there. Where are you calling me from?
Christchurch.
Where in Christchurch?
Parishland.
Parishland. Good morning to everybody in Parishland. And which school do you go to?
St. Bartholomew Primary School.
What's the best thing about St. Bartholomew Primary?
The activities.
Oh, that's wonderful. What's your name? First name?
Christopher.
Christopher. All right, Christopher. Do you know which words these are? Can you unscramble them?
Yes, beach chair.
It is beach chair. Congratulations. Christopher, when you go to the beach, do you get a beach chair?
No, just go in the water and have fun.
Oh, you just go to the water and have fun. That's good stuff. Have you been to the beach a lot for the holiday?
No, just once.
Once for the entire holiday? That's not good.
Yeah.
You definitely need to head out and go to the beach and enjoy it a little bit more. So I hope that you can go. Is Mom listening?
Yeah.
Mom, take Christopher to the beach. And you live in Christchurch. There are a lot of beaches. Christopher, do you have a favorite beach?
Yes.
Which one?
Miami.
Miami Beach. That's a pretty cool beach. It absolutely is. And your answer is beach chair. So congrats, Christopher. Thanks for calling me. And I wish you everything wonderful in the new school year. Have a good day today and have a great weekend to you and your entire family as well. Everybody in Parish Land, Christchurch too. All right, let's see if we can get in another one. Call me 228-5562, 228-5563. Let's see if you can unscramble some words for us. Getting you ready for the weekend, loosening up the arms, you know. So almost like it's how you roll the shoulders, shake the neck, and relax a little bit. Let's see if you can get this one. This is a pretty difficult word here. Let's see if you can get this particular word. Again, we are trying to beat the heat. That, of course, is your clue. So this one, I guess it can be a little controversial, whether it's one word or two, but we're presenting it to you as one word. So 228-5562 or 228-5563, come on through and unscramble it. Let me know where you are across the island and exactly what's happening with you, how you are preparing for the weekend ahead, and see if you can unscramble this word. Good morning and welcome. Hello. Oh, I think we lost that caller. All right, so call back, okay? You're calling 228-5562 or 228-5563. This one is pretty easy, I think. Looks like a number of letters. Like I said, it can be two words or one. So let's go back to the phone line, see if we have that caller back. Good morning. Hi there, how are you?
Not too bad at all.
Is that good?
Yes, very good.
Because you said not too bad. So is that a little bad? No, that's good, right? So we're good.
That's good.
Where are you calling me from?
From St. Michael.
St. Michael again. Where is St. Michael?
St. Michael in Britain's Hill.
Britain's Hill. Good morning to everybody in Britain's Hill this morning. It's a very, very big area. So good to have you representing for the Britain's Hill area. Can you unscramble this word?
Oh, yes. It is swimming pool.
It absolutely is swimming pool. Congratulations. Have you been into a swimming pool recently?
No, I don't like them.
No, have you even been to the beach recently?
No, girl. I am always working. I'm an elder care companion and I'm always working.
You are one of these Bajans who's not been to the beach in 20 years?
Yes.
When's the last time you went to the beach?
Yes.
What's your first name?
My name is Glorielle.
Pardon?
Glorielle.
Glorielle, that's a beautiful name. Glorielle, when's the last time you went to the beach?
The last time I went to the beach, that was early up this year.
I don't know if I believe you, Gloria. When? January? February? When? Gloria, you're laughing. You're telling it yourself. Come. When is the last time you went to the beach, man?
It was early up this year, in truth. I took my grandchild and, we had a ball. We had a good time.
The question is, did you go into the water? Because a lot of you Bajans go into the beach and sit down on the sand.
But yes, I've been into the water, yes, I mean, it was cold, but geez,
It's only cold for a while. The body gets accustomed to the water, so I'm happy that you went out to the beach. Do you have any little ones that you're preparing for back to school?
Well, no. My grandson, he is in third form.
Okay.
He gone up to third form. My two grandchildren, well, yes, one is going into a new school, which is Dighton Griffith.
Congratulations.
And the other one is going up to fifth form at Lodge.
Oh, that's excellent. All right, well, Granny Glorielle, take the children to the beach. Go enjoy it a little bit. Put on your 2-piece of fries and enjoy yourself. The beach is not only for the tourists, all right?
Yes.
All right, have a good one. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, there are too many Barbadians who are out here, and there are a lot of swim programs. If you're not confident in swimming, there are a lot of swim programs that are available. If you need a nice swim coach, call me up after. Just call CBC's PBX, and I'll put you on to a great guy named Dario, and he actually taught me to swim as an adult. So, I used to, everybody can lay float, and kind of do the little doggy paddle. but he took me through the real paces, and it really is an empowering feeling when you can get out there and swim. So let's enjoy Barbados a lot more. We're going to take a break and come back and wrap up today's presentation of Morning Barbados. Thanks to everybody who participated in the Unscramble It section, and that was meant to remind you of how warm it is outside these days. So when you head out, when you venture out, especially if you're going to be out in the garden or if you're working out in the open bright sunshine, remember to wear some protection for your skin. We definitely have some environmental factors that are feeding into how warm it is outside, so make sure you hydrate as well. Stay with us as we close out this week and today for Morning Barbados after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
98.1 to 1 is more than a station. We don't just play music, we keep you company, cheer you up, keep you informed and entertained. We are a vibe. What do you mean?
Every day, we bring the party to you.
We are your #1 party station. We love playing music for our listeners.
And we're committed to working with our clients and advertisers to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve.
98.1 The One. Celebrating 18 and still your #1 party station.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so I mean, that's it from us for today. It's been a fantastic week. I certainly hope you had a great week as well, and I hope you're going to have a good weekend. If the week wasn't so good, hey, you know, feel good about it. The Barbados Museum, they're having tours. That's right, evening tours at the Barbados Olympic Center. We told you about that. Today, Friday, 25th, from 3 to 7 o'clock. So go on out and visit, learn more about the rich sporting history of Barbados, especially on the heels of our very own Sade Williams winning a medal just a few days ago at the world competition. So make sure you go on out. Also, we have the Community Independence Celebrations Parish Talent Zonal shows coming up, the Northern Zone at Darrell Jordan Secondary School tomorrow, August 26th from 6 o'clock in the evening. It's free admission, so you should definitely get out. 2 people from every parish will be moving forward. Make sure you save the date for the flea market and pop-up Queen's College School grounds, husbands, and that is a community effort. We also told you about this. That's coming up tomorrow for those members in that community to get out and share with each other. And underpinning this entire event is security. The art showcase is at Sky Mall tomorrow, and it's from 11 to 6, being put on by the summer camps, which is what we were telling you all about. Get to see what the young people have been working on over the last 5 weeks at the various summer camps all across Barbados. So come out and support that. And of course, April Thomas was on a moment ago telling us all about the community pop-ups that get started tomorrow, as well as they head on out to tell us more about the Food and Rum Festival. Hey, that's it from us for today and for this week. Come on back on Monday, but we want you to have a fantastic weekend, so make sure that you stay tuned. Remember, there's going to be a press conference a little bit later this morning with Prime Minister Mia Motley. We're going to bring that to you as well. On behalf of the entire team, remember to wear your smiles, have a great weekend, and see you, God willing, on Monday. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.